Have you guys heard this news about Durov, the owner of Telegram, who rumor says he has about 100 children all over the world, and he's not stopping because he's planning to have more children. I think in the future we're gonna have. I think his name is Pavel Durov. Yeah, I think we're gonna have a lot of Durovich. I think we're gonna have a lot of Durovich in the world actually, because this guy is not stopping. He's a big fan of giving birth to more children. He's a big fan of producing, because he's rich. You know, when you're rich, you believe you can do whatever you want. And I have a couple of pictures I actually saved. That's him. You know, let me bring it to the chat. This guy, I'm not gonna lie, he's in shape. He looks like he's about to fight Anthony Joshua. But like, with this kind of shape, of course, he can get anybody plus money that he has, and he takes care of himself. I watched an interview where he had like a 4 hours interview with some Russian American YouTuber as well. I don't remember his name. 4 hours. I've watched the 4 hours. It took me a couple of days, but like I finished the 4 hours podcast, and he's a very intelligent and brilliant guy. You can clearly see why he is where he is today. You can clearly see why and how he was able to create a very big platform like Telegram. You know, I just don't know why he's obsessed with having multiple kids all over the world. And I've heard that he said when he's no longer here with us, his things will be shared, his properties will be shared among his kids. He said, let me show you the situation that's been happening lately. They said he is willing. Let me switch this. Said his sperm could negatively affect or impact the human gene pool, says a biologist. Very obvious. It's a very obvious problem that if we continue to let him have his way the way he thinks he should have his way, it's going to be a big problem. Like I told you, we're going to have a lot of Durovich. I don't know his family name. I think his name is Pavel, which is Pasha. But if we let him continue like this, we're going to have a lot of problems, a lot of Russians all over, a lot of mixed Russians all over the world, either by genetics, by connection, by name, all through Mr. Pavel Durov. I'm tempted to say Durovich, but I don't know his family name. It said the genetic data needs to be analyzed. Significant mutations are identified, and potential risks to the health of offspring clarified. Of course, you know, you cannot have 1 million kids and expect everybody to be healthy. What do they say? It said the widespread use of genetic material from a single donor could reduce genetic diversity and trigger a founder effect. I think this is very obvious. It's a kind of problem that we can avoid, but if we let it continue, yes, I think he truly just has a God complex, and we should, if we let people start having God complexes, because if you have wealth, you have access to monetary wealth, then we are in deep trouble, you know. And he's not the first billionaire to want to do things or have this complex. His own is that he's just been very outspoken about his own, and he's very young, and he looks good. If it was somebody much older saying this, you probably feel like they're lonely, they want to just have kids and share their wealth. But this dude has his whole life ahead of him. You know, either he's 30 something or 40 something, has his whole life ahead of him. He's feeling like the god of the world, you know. It's a crazy fetish to have. Having a god complex at that age is crazy to me. He's been married before. I think he has issues with his ex-wife and his kids. There's a time there was a rumor that he wasn't talking to them, he wasn't helping them out. I think his wife actually took him to court, or something. His ex-wife or wife, I don't even know at this point, took him to court. And this is going to be a very big problem, to be honest with you. If they let him continue to donate his sperm to different clinics to use in reproduction, then it's going to trigger a big problem. Like they said in this, it's going to trigger a problem of founder effect. Everybody's going to be wondering where they are from, who gave birth to them, and things like that, Yeah, the transformation is very crazy. He looked like some very weird, nerdy guy. His hair. You would think he did a lot of surgery, which I think is he did. I don't know. I don't know for a fact, but I feel like he did a lot of surgery because he looks totally different from who he was. Yeah, with his future children will inherit arc. Uh-huh. Yes, of course, it's old genetics. You can't run away from it. It's like what happens when people do surgery. If you do surgery, it doesn't mean your old genetics has gone. Your face just changes for the current world. But before that, you had a face, and if you ever give birth, those are the kind of face they are going to have. Those are the kind of genetics they are going to have. No matter how beautiful you try to make yourself look. And that's literally what he's been doing. There's another post as well I saw. Uh, Second one is actually getting crazy. A lot of women are going crazy. They're doing so many crazy things. Women are storming Moscow clinic to have Paveduro's child. Crazy. Demand for his sperm has skyrocketed 14-fold in just a few days. This clinic says supply is still growing. The women are paying for all tests and doctor's appointments out of their pocket. Can you imagine that? Women are paying for appointments. I don't know. I don't know how women think sometimes. That's when you understand that women only care about comfort. Women that they know he will most likely not treat them right, he will most likely not be available, will not be present in their lives. They are paying to have his child just because of the inheritance, just because of what they believe they will have access to if they have his child. Well, they are not thinking about the child. You need a present father, I think. If there's an opportunity to make a decision that will affect your child positively, why not do it? Instead of taking a decision that will affect your child negatively. That's what these women are doing. Paying for tests to have his child, knowing fully whether he's going to be unavailable. And the world has kept quiet, letting something like, some people find it funny. Some people don't like it, of course, but like I'm for the people that don't like it, that are against it. I feel like we shouldn't allow somebody to have a God complex to believe that they can have 1 billion children as much as they want. This is very ridiculous. We shouldn't let things like that be happening, because I think Elon Musk has had the same issue as well. He still has the same issue, and Elon Musk's dad as well. I think it's Elon Musk's dad, or was Elon Musk's dad that taught him this, and he has the same complex as well, and he's much older. I don't want to say I'm complaining about how they live their lives. No, but like in a way that the way or the decisions that they are making will affect the world at large in the future, then we all have to say something. We have to put our words and lend our voices to see how these things can be regulated. Because if we keep quiet and let these people have their way and let this complex override them, then it's a big problem. It's just crazy. It's just unfortunate that some people see these things and keep quiet. Some people actually find it very funny. How can you say I already heard that he has over 100 kids because of the donations that he's done in the past, and he continues to do so, and he's still planning to do more. Now ladies are going crazy. This is very recent. We don't know how long this is going to continue. We don't know how often he's going to come every now and then to announce that he is willing to donate again. We don't know the kids that are going to get inspired, the young teenager girls that are going to think this is a normal way of life, which is not. It's unfortunate that this is where the world has gotten to now, and if we don't find ways to regulate this kind of behaviors, to regulate this kind of God complexes from people that have been privileged to become very rich, then we are going to pay for it in a way that we cannot control the repercussions and the consequences that will come with it. A lot of young ladies, a lot of young teenagers will think this is the norm. have a child be a baby mama to some influential rich person, and this is bad. It's not supposed to be happening. This should not be normalized. And the fact that they have pretended to not see that this is not good for the younger generation is ridiculous. Some people know, but because he's rich and because he has rich friends, they will most likely keep quiet. He's a very brilliant guy, business wise, creation wise. I respect him a lot. He's a mentor to learn from. But in this area, I feel like he should not go further than he has already done in this area, trying to go all in and multiply fatherless babies. Because as far as I'm concerned, these kids are going to be fatherless. It's not going to be there. It's not going to be available. He's going to be busy. Do you want to tell me that he has time for the 100 kids that he's already had in the world? Of course not. There's a big chance he doesn't even know who they are. They just create them, through these machines. Or baby mamas have these kids and people buy or pay and adopt these kids, not knowing that Durov is their father. A billionaire somewhere, the Telegram billionaire is their father. But we shouldn't let this be normalized, That's about that. I'm gonna crop out that video and post it anyway. I just wanted to talk about it. I saw it as an interesting topic to talk about. I hope his intentions and his gun complex will be regulated and not be allowed to continue in our society and be normalized in our society.